Let's see. Is it working now? Mic. Done. Hey, is that better? Instagram, let me know if that's better. TikTok, can you hear me too? How's it feeling? Is it better now? No? Yes? Hey Mariz, can you hear me? Okay. I think y'all can hear me. This is live fire here, everybody. So it's that's how it goes sometimes is sometimes you jump in and the lives don't get started right. So all right. Well, let's dig into it. So today is going to be a chill show, a little bit faster because what I want to do today is I've been falling behind on some design work that I needed to do. And so I was like, hey, I could do that offline or I could just do it, on a live. So I'll be chatting through that. Might be a little bit different. We'll see how it goes, but yeah, we'll be chatting about what I'm designing. You guys can tell me what to do and all that. So, hey, Nolan, just want to know what's the last date for submission for the demo edit. Honestly, I'm probably going to start reviewing it in the next few days. By the way, yeah, if you are an editor and you know like Premiere Pro or Final Cut or something like that, you can definitely check out my bio link. I've got some stuff in there. I'm looking for an editor basically, and yeah, I want to do some more long form stuff. I want to cut this stuff into clips. I want to make more content in general. So yeah, so just next few days would be great if you could try applying in that way. Basically, I'm trying to aim for like $30 an hour, maximum like $1,000 a week is what I'm looking for that editor role. And then yeah, we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes because yeah, like honestly for me, it's such a big investment. Like content is my business. Everything starts and ends with content, and so I just want to like do like 10x of what I'm doing right now, and I'm like doing all the pieces to get there. And so yeah, it's coming. So the I would love to talk about for a second. Yesterday I did a live text and variable and gradients tutorial because Figma just dropped their text variable stuff. And so what I found a nice little trick this morning that I want to just share really quick before we move into Ikenna's portfolio review. So here, let's just duplicate this bad boy, put in a live Figma design tutorial, and yeah, in here we are going over text variables plus styles. All right, here we go. Let's do it. Let's go into it. So I posted a video over on TikTok. I'm gonna post it on Instagram tomorrow. So stay tuned for that. But basically, yesterday in this tutorial, I made this little demo of the text variables where you take this text. Currently you can't really see right now. Let me drag this in. So over here, I've got it set to where the font and the font weight and the size are all based on the on variables, and so I can move those depending on the mode, and it auto updates like this. Now, something that's cool though, so a couple new finds. One comment came in yesterday and was really interesting. You can actually make the font weights. You don't have to have it be strings. You can have it be set to like actual numbers, and it works pretty solidly across the board. So this will allow you to do like primitives kind of thing. If you're familiar with primitives, you can follow along. But essentially, for design systems, the primitives look sort of like this, like where you do like weight to 100, 200, weight 300. Here, I'm gonna actually go up by 200s. So 200. Actually, no. Let's do like 5. There you go. So now we'll go 100, 600, and 900. All right. So switch over to tutorial to. Forgot to update the styles, guys. There we go. Live Figma tutorial. Do you have to have a variable font for the numbers to work? I don't think so. I am using a variable font here. I can test it out though. Actually, yeah, let's test that out. Let's switch this from obviously variable to enter. and let's just see how that works. Okay, so we've got the font weight. I'm gonna switch this from header weight to 100, 600, 900. Boom! Look at that. Easy peasy, guys. So that came in from a comment yesterday. I forgot who it was. I'd love to credit them, but I don't know the name off the top of my head. But you can easily go do primitive stuff like that, and then you can create a second layer or a second variable, which would be the semantic name of it. So then it would be header weight, or header bold or something like that. And then we would assign this variable to W600. So W600 is the primitive, the header bold is the semantic name, token name, and so then now we can switch that over. Then nothing changes, right? But once I switch this 600 to maybe say, if I go up here and switch it from here, switch it to 900 or whatever, it's going to be automatically updating the background. So nice little fun thing there. Now, what's really cool though, this was another one that I haven't seen yet, but I realized the stack, and let's show it. Okay, so currently there is a way, basically. Up till now, everybody was using like these styles, right? Where you would do a text style, you would put like H3 or whatever, right? The trouble is with H3, you can't really get granular or dynamic or modular with all of your variables and stuff like that. But what you can do now is you can actually turn all of this stack where it's calling from header font, header bold, and 24 pixels of font size. I can create that as a style of like H2, and then so now now that style is grabbed in, and so it's almost like a semantic text, a semantic token for the text that is made up of a series of primitive variables, right? And I'm talking like really fancy words right now if you're not a design systems designer, but all that to say, now if I switch this from enter to obviously, boom, automatically updates, right? If I switch this header bold and I change it from the W900 primitive to the W100, automatically updates, right? So you can actually still control it from the variable set, but but it's all combined into a text style. That way, I don't have to go create or assemble all of these every time in those different variables. I can instead go in here and I can like group those all together as one style that's going to be used across the board. So nice little find that I realized this morning. Wanted to share that with you guys before I get moving on. The thing animating in the middle is just so distracting. but look, this little time lapse thing that's down here, for me, it's I'm sorry, but it's like it just makes it where you can kind of get distracted every once in a while, and it just lets you zone out for a second while you just listen to my voice, my beautiful voice. Still need to save the text as styles to reuse it across the design system, right? Well, so you don't have to necessarily create it as a style. Right, you could just assemble it with these variable assignments. You could even assign a line height variable as well here, right? That'd be stupid, or with the variables I got, it's stupid. But so you could do that and keep it set to just this, where you're like piecemealing it. But then you could choose to combine those into a single style that then is grouped of variables. So it's like a stack of all the variable assignments with a style, so you don't have to go reassign them every time. But you can also just like keep it broken from that, and then you can piecemeal like the weights or whatever like that as you want. So I might have weights for every textile if I have 400 and then 500. Yeah, for sure. And so it's like I think that's why Figma had to make it so dynamic. Like there's not much like autofill, there's no search or anything like that. And I think that they had to kind of do that because there's so many ways to skin it for every single font, right? Not only for just the font, like the differences of fonts, but the way that you approach it, right? You could say, like if your product has like the same font, but a lot of different styles and different headers have different weights and stuff like that, like you, then you might want to not have a style, but then, just work off the like token names for the font weights, right? But, and so like, I think that like, none of that could have worked if they like tried to be too tight with any of these variable sets. and instead they just like chose to keep it wide open where it's numbers and text, and it tries to fit it if it can. You know what I mean? So I think that's the best they could have done, though. Sorry, I've got a little head cold going on right now, but so I'm sorry if I sound a little nasally today. But what we're going to be getting into now is Ikenna's portfolio review. Hope you guys are having an awesome day so far. If you want your portfolio reviewed, you can always go to my bio link, and in there's a button that's right here that it lets you go, join the queue for it. Currently, I'm just kind of like taking a first come first serve and doing it that way. So Ikenna is next up in the queue. Let's dive into to their portfolio, and here we go. Hold on, I gotta switch over the title cards. All right, beep boom. Okay, exciting times. Ikenna, you're on the hot seat. Hope you're here today. Honestly, these have been so great for me too. To like as a creator and design educator, I have to spend a lot of time trying to find out what you all like need from me. You know what I mean? And I probably could do more videos where I just say, hey, what do you want me to talk about, kind of thing. But in general, one of the big reasons why I love these lives so much is I'm able to like get so many ideas from all of you of like the things that you're asking me and all of that. So would love it if you keep just dropping questions as they come. But one big one is just like, I'm seeing so many like consistent things across all of these portfolios that I'm reviewing. Like I need to make either like a portfolio resource of some sort. I feel like a course isn't worth it. Like maybe it would be worth it, but I feel like the value of what I can offer as a person telling you how to do your portfolio, it's not from like, hey, here are the steps to make a good portfolio. It's like I don't know. I need to find a way to make a resource out of this. But there are a lot of carryovers of like one person's having these issues versus same issues. You know what I mean? And one of the big ones is, and it's hard to say, right? And it's hard to say like and unify it across all the way. But some of the designs just haven't cut it yet, right? Like there's been a few that had some really good designs, had at least some flashes of brilliance in their design work. But I think that's where it starts, and that's also why I jumped in and created a UI course. Is that people I felt like weren't nailing that, going from design strategy to the design, the UI actually, right? Like the UX strategy to the UI, there's a disconnect for a lot of people. So all that said, let's just dive into it. I haven't reviewed Ikenna's portfolio at all, so this is not to say that this is on you. I was just meaning like in general. I just wanted to preface all of it. So here, let me zoom in a little bit because that helped a lot yesterday. Or no, actually I zoomed out, didn't I? Yeah, I'm gonna zoom in for now, and then I'll zoom out if it feels like there's some responsive issues. Okay. Hi, I'm Ikenna, UX and UI visual identity designer, crafting seamless, inclusive, and minimal design experiences centered around your users. Elevating. Yeah, I don't know if it needs this last part. I think that you nailed it up here. Like pretty solid line all together, Ikenna. It looks like you're over on YouTube. What's up? Okay, sick. Glad you're on YouTube. By the way, if you miss your portfolio review or you want to go watch any of these later, you could always go to my YouTube channel and check it out over there. I've got the replays over there. But honestly, yeah, I think that this is a solid line. The visual identity designer threw me off a little bit. I get like, UI, UX, and brand kind of thing. Like there is some connections there. But yeah, just I think that there's like something to be said of, like when I'm reviewing your portfolio, I'm coming at it from one point of view, right? Either you're going to do some branding work for me, or you're going to do some product design work for me, or you're going to do some web design work. Maybe it's like, maybe you're applying for like an agency shop that does like cross of all of that. And so that's okay. But I just don't think it needs that visual identity designer. If you've got some branding down here, then let that shine, and just like lean into the UI UX side, because if you are trying to go for branding and visual identity stuff, it's not coming through too much down here on your work. Beyond maybe this Hope charity one. But yeah, so that's all I'll say about that. Now moving on. Honestly, I love the simplicity of this portfolio. I think that like you kind of like are just like letting your work speak for itself. It doesn't need to be much fancier than this. You know what I mean? Like, anytime that there is more fanciness, that's a nice thing. But it's not like, it can be so overdone, and I think we've seen it already overdone on some of the other portfolios. And so I think that this is really great. It kind of very minimal, very chill, and easy to digest. Okay, set a mobile app and responsive website app to help people learn how to read in a new language. Okay, interesting. Visual identity for Hope Charity. Okay, yep, makes sense. A mobile food app for Brazilian steakhouse. Cool. Yeah, you've got quite a bit of work in here, so that's cool. Oh, and that's nice to see, like Hope Charity and Hope Charity. So like you did the branding and you did that, and you broke them out. You might want to just blend them all together, especially if you're applying mostly to product design jobs. I think that like it would be best served to fit that in and be like, oh, and I did the product, like the branding as well. Up to you on that though, if you want to go that route. But okay, cool. So of these apps, I would probably pick the Hope Charity's cool because you can see like the website and all that. But yeah, I'm gonna go with this one because it looks like you did some responsive design inside of a product design setting, which is great. So that's really great to hear. So let's jump into it. Set language, learning, and responsive website. Okay. I'm not gonna read this. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I would say, well, okay, I'll read it. Yeah, see, I don't know. I think that these could all be broken out, and they probably are broken out down here, right? So I think like lower the paragraph here, just jump right into these. These are good. Um, and yeah, I think I say it almost every time. Drop the duration. We don't need to see the duration on this, unless it's really long. You know what I mean? Unless this duration was May 2022 to June 2023, like that's cool. But if it's just like 2 or 3 months, cut it. Don't I don't even think about that unless it's like, oh wow, they were there for like over a year. They must have really had some impactful change. You know what I mean? Like that'll get me excited. But if it's just a few months, I would be like, oh okay, this was just like a one-off project. Cool. It's only negative, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. So I'd say cut that. I'm just gonna say this out loud for everybody to hear. Don't put duration in your portfolio. It's not needed. It's not needed unless you were there for a really long time. Drop it, okay? I think I've literally said it every single portfolio. So it's not just you, Ikenna, but I've seen it a lot. Okay, conducting interviews, paper and digital wireframing. Yeah, this is great. I think we need that. We don't need this. You know what I mean? Because it looks like you get into this, the background, the challenge. You already cover that down there. So cut this whole thing, cut this whole part, and just jump right into your role, what you did, all that. That's great. Yeah, if you want to create bullet points, that's fine. I think that's like a good angle to do, right? But yeah, I think like you gotta consider what people's yeah, like nobody is coming in here wanting to read anything. You know what I mean? What they are wanting to do is understand you and your process. You know what I mean? And so, does that come through in any of the things so far? Not really. What I did is okay, but that's again just like this is what everybody does, right? So I think like finding a way to bullet point this even would be great as well. And so that's cool. The background. Technology, yeah, I think it would be great to visualize some of these. You know what I mean? Because like I like this. You know what I mean? I like the challenge and all that. I think yeah. See, like just get right to here. You know what I mean? So okay, I'm gonna come back now really quick. So this section here, like being able to say, hey, the market was ready for this because of these things. Boom, boom, boom. Right? Like that's what we wanted out of the background. You know what I mean? The challenge. everybody understands that language barriers hinder communication, right? Like that's kind of like is not a thing that needs to be said. So I think that and then it's kind of like, okay, well, how does this compare to Duolingo? Like, what makes this better than Duolingo? Like, huge elephant in the room has not even been touched yet. Of like, how is this compared to Duolingo? Um, yeah, I mean, and so it's kind of like I feel like if you're bringing up design thinking, a big part of ideation is like understanding the context of everything, the globe, the macro and the micro, right? The micro being like this business's or this product's primary concerns, right? But then the macro being the whole world's like what's happening in the world and how does this product fit into that world, right? And so like Duolingo is already here, already crushing it, been here for like over a decade now, right? Pretty much. So like the fact that you haven't even brought it up yet is a concern for me, because you probably did do a bunch of research with Duolingo, you know what I mean? And so it's kind of like, again, going back to why I'm coming here reading your portfolio, it is 100% not like I don't care about step, right, or set. I don't care about it. What I care about is, does Ikenna have a process that can translate into my workflows? You know what I mean? And so so far it's good. Like you're a thinker and all that. You can like you can write some stuff and all that. That's cool. But for me, like if I give you something like this, like, so like again, yeah, like if I landed this as a client, right, set, like the first thing that we would do, you and I, Ikenna, would be we would say, okay, how does this compare to Duolingo, right? Like huge entrenched player, right? Set is here for a reason. What is that reason? We need to understand that. And maybe you put that in here, but I tried to read this and skim through it more than what the average hiring manager will do already. I've already spent more time reading these paragraphs than what a hiring manager will do. And so you need to find a way to visualize if you did talk about Duolingo or why set is better than Duolingo. And you don't even need to call it out. Just say, other players have it doing this way. We wanted to go this route, right? Like, and so I think that's such a big part of this world is that you've got to do that market research, and especially when there's players out there like that. So, okay, preliminary research. I conducted a secondary research with the focus on the users, reason language. Cool. So these were, what is this? This will help me understand what the set, okay. To understand the personal motivation for learning a new language and the specific, okay, so these are your preliminary goals. Identify past challenges and difficulties faced. Yeah, okay. So those are your goals. But then you got research goal down here, right? So I don't know how that connects. Or I guess, are you trying to say that this is the goals? Maybe move that up here, right? And then also too, like, I think cut this part out then and just say these were the goals that I went into my research to determine, right? I wanted to determine these things. Using the insight from the secondary research, I was equipped with the preliminary research discoveries. I don't know. I don't care about your interview questions, because like the interview questions should be a bit dynamic, right? Like you should have some generalized like what you're trying to get out of the interview, but the best insights don't come from just like, hey, is this a thing? No, yes, okay. Is this other thing a thing? Yes, no, okay. Is this other thing? Like that's not the insights that you get from user interviews. It's like it's that moment where they say this one thing in a certain way and you're like, wait, what about like what do you mean by that? You know what I mean? And so I think like finding ways to be able to balance that is it like and throw those in here of like, hey, I like and that's why I always like I was surprised that you're writing down your process here, because usually people write out like insights that they got in these kind of cards, and so in general I think that's okay, right? But it's kind of like it's just kind of weird that you would have two sections on this of like these are the goals of the research, these are the goals or these are the specific things that I asked. I think that it feels a little like too robotronic and not translatable really. I guess like yeah, again, it's like the dynamism is where like the juice comes from in the UI UX interviews is like doing UX research is all about yeah like setting them up and facilitating them to be comfortable enough to give you some juice. You know what I mean? What do I think about dailyui.co? I think it's a great challenge, design challenge. But I will say that my challenge is a bit different in a different way. Sorry, we're on TikTok. Sorry to derail real quick. Got a question on TikTok from Rios D, who just followed me. Appreciate you, love you, thank you. But anyways, I have a design challenge, and gosh, my freaking voice today is rough. Basically, it's a 70-day challenge, and instead of 100 days, you go in and you get these like different tasks every day to design. And in my opinion, I think that like daily UI is cool, but I think 70 rad is the thing that will get you to have a process in your design. 70 or daily UI doesn't really help you with the process, in my opinion. 70 rad is all about building a UI design process. So check my UI or my 70 rad design challenge in my bio. All right. Sorry, I'll get back to you, Ikenna. Okay. So yeah, again, I think that these are cool. These are good questions, and it's like interesting to put. It's just like I'm now, 3 viewports worth of things on this is a bit too much, right? It's almost to the point where I'm like, wait, am I missing something as a person who's skimming through stuff? It's like it's almost too much information that is like I'm either gonna skip everything or I'm gonna be like, wait, like how does this really fit into an actual process? You know what I mean? Primary user identified group identified through research is busy professional who wants to optimize their time. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, see again, like how did you come to that insight? Um yeah, how did you come to that insight? I think that's what I'm really struggling with here is you talked about like the things you were gonna go do, and then you just like said this is what we're doing. This is what we came to. And then also too like these are very different types of people as well. A busy professional, traveler, explorer, motivated student, career advancer. Like this literally spans pretty much like any adult, right? It's kind of what I'm feeling from this, and so it kind of like feels like you came in with a plan, but and then you like I don't know how you got to this insight, but it feels a little hollow on the finals or final decisions here. Um, yeah, okay. Yo, no, Gutierrez, Gutierrez. Thanks so much for sharing the live. Appreciate you for doing that. Yeah, hope you are enjoying this. I'm a little bit less energized today because I got this little head cold. My throat's kind of hurting. So I hope it's not bothering you guys too much. But all right, so paid points, limited time availability, inability to effectively communicate while traveling. Yeah, I mean like that's fine. Like I think just go with these two then. You know what I mean? Like career advancer and motivated student. Like those are just I just feel like it's like it makes it where the research feels like unfinished because ideally research gets you to one point, right? Like that's why a product is so good is because you're not like all of these things. You are amazing at this one thing. You know what I mean? And so yeah, like limited time availability. That's an interesting like angle on it. Again, like how does that compare to Duolingo? I think that really needs to be said. Like the fact that it's not said is kind of weird to me. Empathizing with users. 2. Okay. Yeah, so now we're like I don't like user personas this much detail on a persona. Look, I sit up here every day and I talk shit about personas, and so I'll tell you, take my advice with a grain of salt. But for me, I am I don't care for personas. I don't care for personas. Yesterday we did a demo on a persona who was on Samuel Falls. He had what was his again? No. It was on this guy Andre who I almost hired a while ago. Look at this. This is nice. You know what I mean? Just give me a bullet point of who Alex, Lance, and Vasu is. Even this is probably too much. Like why do you need 3 personas? Really, like 1 or 2 is enough. So you did 2, but then you blew it out in like 1, 2, like 3.5 viewport heights of scroll. You know what I mean? Which is like, it's just too much. It's just too much. Yeah, my pitch is changing. That's weird. It might just be because my voice is really weird today. My voice is very weird today. So it's very cracky because my throat's hurting. So hopefully it's not bothering y'all too much. Okay. Yeah, see, look at this. And I kind of said my warning earlier was when you're giving 4 personas of this varying degree of attributes or whatever, it feels very like all of it. It feels too broad. And then now we've got Alex, male, 38, who's into computer science. Emma, age 23. So that's a 15-year gap of age. Completely different, the like occupation and engineer versus student, marketing versus computer science. Like it's just it kind of like, yeah, man, like if you're gonna show a persona, show that like we know exactly who our user is and why, right? Like, you know what I mean? It just like that's how you could potentially leverage a persona in a solid way, in my opinion. It's nice to see what their frustrations are. Challenging to set aside time, difficult with finding language learning resources. I don't know. It just feels like, it feels. I'd say find a way to merge these two into one person, right? Because like those frustrations are kind of close to each other. You know what I mean? Hey, 007, I can definitely review your portfolio. I've got a bio link, and in that bio link, there's a button to join the queue on the portfolio reviews. Okay. And can we get notified when you go live? I'm pretty sure you have to like go to my profile and press the bell button or something like that, and you can get notified when I go live. I typically try to go to live around 1:30 p.m. Eastern time. Today was about a half hour late. I'm like still like kind of figuring out my schedule. I'm trying to do this like every weekday, so it's been a bit to like figure this all out. So it's roughly between 1:30 and 2:30 Eastern time is when I'm gonna get started every day. Hopefully I like start to get more consistent on the time. But yo, Javio, thanks so much for giving me the follow over on TikTok. Much love, much love. Yo, Andy's in the house over on YouTube. What's up, bro? I'm gonna go golfing with Andy tomorrow, everybody. So I'm actually not gonna be live tomorrow. I might be live like way late tomorrow because I'm gonna go hang out with Andy in person. And yeah, all right. Continuing on, user journey. What would Marine experiences be like? Okay. Alex is considering. Who's Marine? Who's Marine? Have you talked about Marine? You haven't talked about Marine at all. Who's Maureen? What's Maureen? Ikenna. I don't know. I'm confused. Maybe you changed the name maybe you changed the name halfway through the case study. I don't know. But then we go back into Alex. I don't know. I'm confused. I'm confused about that one. Sorry. And again, like I'm looking at this way more detailed than any hiring manager is going to do. So let's just be real with that, right? That hiring managers, this is what they're gonna do, right? They're gonna come in, be like, there's a lot of text. Oh gosh, so much text. Okay, persona. All right, what's their frustration? All right. Yeah, okay. All right. Oh man, more persona stuff. Okay. Oh, more persona stuff. More text. Got it. Okay, cool. We're getting into stuff. That's what they're going to do. And so I think like cut all of this or like find a way to really minimize a lot of this stuff. I think this pain point section is great, right? I think that you could literally just change this pain points to pain points from research, found in research, right? Cut all of this stuff, or find a way to blend that into like half a viewport worth of section. And then and then all of the shit that I was talking about earlier about, man, this feels really detailed on the research plan, but then you didn't give me the insights, right? Like all of that shit is fixed with just that move. Keep this, cut all of this, or find a way to really minimize it. Turn these into like 4 bullet points at most each. Cut this paragraph all the way. Don't talk about time duration. Boom. And then now I don't have to scroll for fucking ever till I get to till I get to the juice, because this is the juice, right? As I was saying earlier, when I'm looking at a portfolio, what I'm trying to determine is not like how did set go for Ikenna. No. I don't care about set. What I care about is let's take Ikenna and see and visualize how she would work in my team, right? And so this is the shit that matters, right? The strategy up here, all this research up here, what that is for is to set you up for insights of this is a corner in the market that we can take over, right? Duolingo sucks here, right? Bring up Duolingo. You got to bring up Duolingo so much if you're a language app. And so, okay, through our research, we found that Duolingo is missing these key details. Boom. Okay, let's go into that, right? Crazy Eights. Hell yeah, I love Crazy Eights. Like, cool to see that you do Crazy Eights. Awesome. How Might We's, I'm sure, is going to be coming up here soon too. Throw those in, right, in back-to-back sections, and show me that you can jump in with, you start with one insight, right, which was found through research. So, okay, how did you get to one insight? How did you take that insight and turn it into some like general ideas inside of the Crazy Eights process? And then take that Crazy Eights process and start kicking off the actual design, like UI and all that stuff, which is cool. Seems like you're doing a lot of that stuff. Great to see that you're actually like showing a lot of your wireframe UI. That's cool to see too. Yeah, and you know what's funny? This vibes so much like Duolingo, right? Like the vibe of this is very Duolingo-esque. And that's okay. That's okay. But the fact that you haven't brought up Duolingo, let me see. Did you? Oh, there we go. You did. You did bring it up. You brought it up once on the competition section. So I scrolled through that because I got going on a fucking rant. Sorry about that, Ikenna. But look at where I'm at in this page, right? Can you see this? I'm almost to the middle point before you even bring up Duolingo, and they are an entrenched player with millions of users. You know what I mean? So we're trying to be product designers, we're trying to be strategists and all that stuff. Like in my opinion, I think product-led growth is bullshit. But there is something to be said that a product should come in with a fucking bang, and a reason for being. Like if your product has no reason for being, like at the core, like our users would miss this feature if we weren't here, right? Like that's what we should be designing for. And so far, when I'm looking at this, like from a face value, right? I'll go in and look in more detail in just a sec. From a face value, you've got a nice onboarding setup, but so does Duolingo, right? Again, too, you came to the strategy of fast professionals not having much time. Show me that. Boom. Like, I don't care about onboarding at this point. I would say, like, save the onboarding for last, because onboarding is important. Definitely fucking important, right? But, connecting the insights, that's the thing. That's the thing that I want to see, because when you use research and then you came to an insight, that insight should be felt through the entire rest of the case study, right? Because that's the whole point of the research. It's not to determine who our user personas are. It's to determine why the fuck are we doing any of the things we're doing. And so once you got that, hell yeah, take it on. And look, I'm gonna say something here that's like, a bit blasphemy, but like, if you don't have a good insight on a project, just fucking make one up, man. Like nobody's gonna go check if Set's insight was actually that, right? But you can create that story for yourself in your case studies, because it shows that you understand why an insight matters. You know what I mean? Like an insight matters because we're going to use that as the foundation principle of everything that we're doing as a product. That's really like product strategy in general, right? But our place in product strategy is to take that strategy and the vision of the product and turn it into a thing that people tap on. You know what I mean? And so because of that, it needs to be such a foundational topic of that case study that and that's why it's worth talking about, right? It's worth having that research in here, but tone it down until and then distill it into a boom, boom, boom. This is why it's here, and again, maybe you did come to that, but I'm not, as a hiring manager, gonna read this 800 word or probably 1,000 words to determine if you came to that. Let me go count how many words this is. Yeah, okay. 1,700 words so far before you get to the point where you reach the opportunities section. So it's just like, wow, you know what I mean? Like, ideally, your whole case study is under 1,000 words, right? Like, because you're able to really thread the line, thread the storyline, right? Because like that's what the case study is about. It's not to say, look, I made this cool project. You know what I mean? No, it's like it's again to show the strategy, that you have a process that if I had set as a client and I was going to give it to you, Ikenna, what are the exact steps you would do, and like why are you using those steps? So I think that's it. That's it. Yo, Justy, what's up? I haven't seen you in forever. Wow. Some of the old Strandedverse homies are coming into the lives every once in a while. Good to see you. Good to see you. Good to see you. Yeah, love it. By the way, can I check yours? Definitely, Nicole. I can definitely check your portfolio. Arise, I can definitely check your portfolio as well. Just go to my bio link. In there, there's a few buttons to get in the queue. Basically, that's going to take you to this form, and you just type in your portfolio link. So, okay, I'm going to continue on with all that context. Thanks so much, Noah, for jumping in and letting them know. But managers usually look to know the problem that we are trying to solve in the process we use. Absolutely, Young. Definitely. And sorry, I'm not trying to discount that, right? What I'm trying to say though, right? Like let's get back to that insight that I was talking about, right? Like we as a product team have an insight, and so we're going to go design some stuff. We're going to validate if that design actually addresses that insight. And then once we go build it and launch it, we're going to see if that insight was addressed, right? And then we're going to find new insights. And so again, I'm not trying to discount that managers definitely are looking to see that you have a problem and you wanted to go solve it in certain ways, right? But what I'm saying is I'm 1,800 words into this case study, and I haven't felt the exact problem, right? You've got the problem. How might we help people learn how to read in a new language? But again, how does that why does this exist when Duolingo does, right? Because every product has to have that niche that it's carves out a piece of the market and says this is why we're doing it. You know what I mean? And we're jumping into the background and all that. I still haven't felt what the problem is through the background, right? I haven't felt what the problem is through this challenge either, right? Because yeah, of course, language barriers hinder communication, right? And so I guess what I'm saying is all of this research that was set up and mapped out and planned feels I don't know, pointless is too strong of a word, but it's not effective because it hasn't been able to connect to a challenge that led to research, that led to an insight, that led to the designs being the way that they are, right? And so yeah, and I think that can be doable. You can thread all of that storyline in 1,000 or 2,000 words. You know what I mean, for the whole case study. And so yeah, okay. Flow. Emma opens the app. It was a homepage. Select course, exercise. All right. The GIF above me is distracting. All right. Good insight. Thank you so much. No, well, I might tone that down tomorrow. Yeah, I've been kind of fiddling with it. That this is the first time that I've heard people say that it was distracting, but I did hear it twice today. So maybe just y'all are just really excited to look at me today. Is that it? No, is that it? Various iterations of the homepage. All right. Current course. Cool. Yeah, and I mean, all this is cool to see. I think that's yeah. I think these sections are good. It might be worth to just jump right into this because, like, I don't know. I find hand drawn wireframes to be like distracting almost. Like these look pretty nice, right? I like wireframing in this level of wireframe, and so you know, could you just like really quickly wireframe a few of these together and then, uh, yeah, okay, that's all. I'll leave it. I'll leave it there. I'll leave it there. Nice to see some like juice around the lesson complete. That's cool. So, um, some of these can be saved for the interview presentation. Yeah, definitely no. So that's a really great point. That's a really good point. Um, okay. The usability study was tested with 5 users. Okay. So I'm just going through it now. Start learning a new language today. Yeah, you see, like, I don't know. See, I'm looking at this. I'm looking at this, and I just feel like Duolingo's onboarding is a bit funner than this. You know what I mean? I was checking out their onboarding a few weeks ago, so I got it in mind. And yeah, I don't know. Like that's all I'll say. That's all I'll say there. Homepage is cool. Great and daily tasks. That's interesting. The daily task and all that. Being able to have courses that you can wrap through. That's cool. I mean, the UI itself is pretty good. It's and it feels grounded in language learning, right? So that's cool too. Um, I think you need a little bit more padding down here. It's one of those things. It's like a really small thing, but any card kind of just needs a little bit more padding on the bottom to make it feel easier to feel like balanced. You know what I mean? I guess is the word. So there you go. Switch page and select the course. Good boy. Okay. Cool. See, okay. Yeah, again, I don't know. Okay, so I'm looking at all these designs, and the only thing that I feel coming through, right? Like, so again, the insight and all of that, and the user personas were all around this idea of people who don't have time and they're trying to learn language, right? Um, and so we're looking at that now, and I haven't felt that here. I haven't felt that here either. Like, it's nice and easy to interact with, but again, so is Duolingo, right? And so like I feel like it's missing that difference. I keep saying it, so I'm gonna stop beating that dead horse. But you do have a time here, which is nice. That's the only point that I was like, oh, okay, yeah, that's kind of tied to it, right? But again, I'll put that on that the cards need more vertical spacing right here on the bottom. This 820 should have a lot of padding beneath it. Okay. Yeah, I don't like this section here on the design. I feel like maybe those could be visualized in a different way. I think the rest of the page is okay though. Okay, this gap here is smaller than this gap here, right? And so, okay, when you're trying to like get people to on UI, like there is these zoom levels that you take, right? So there's like the page as a whole, and I'm like, what am I trying to look for right here, right? Let's say that I'm like drawn to this. Well, like it makes it more difficult to be sucked in. You've heard of like the Fibonacci sequence, right? And the way that you can like approach the Fibonacci sequence in terms of your UI is more spacing on the outer stuff and less and less on the inner, right? And so because of that, we've got we got some spacing here. Like the card itself should be more spacing between this and the content than the content and other pieces of the content. What that means is like this 30-hour duration needs to be down, and this 2 hours study intensity should be up. Like, so that needs to be pushed. That way it has more padding outside of the content, and it means that those are like grouped together, and it like just it's one of those like visually appealing things that are like, again, it's not like I'm not going to use this app because of that, but it just it like I'd love to see more intentionality around spacing that in this design. Okay, that's fine. Yeah. Okay. Responsive. Cool. Yeah. So I mean, I think I've said a lot of the general stuff. It's great to see that you've got tablet designs involved, and responsive stuff. Like you don't often see that too much, so that's nice. I think that's worth leaving in there. But I will say, yeah, like like, again, it's worth bringing up. It's worth showing the research if the research is represented in the end designs. You know what I mean? That's the time when it's worth it, right? When you have designs that aren't super connected to to the fast paced stuff, like right, like you set up here that the primary users are people who need to who don't have much time but they want to learn language, and like the UX of this kind of makes sense where it's like it's easy to digest stuff, but it's a very similar experience to Duolingo, and so it kind of just feels like where was the insight that led to something unique on it, in the opportunity sections, you explore the differences between Duolingo. Okay, you did put that up here. Okay, let me dive into that some more then, just to give you the good look. Okay, yeah. Select the language. Streamline account creation. Diverse course option. Okay. Yeah, so here's the thing. If you are going to do this kind of like opportunity kind of side, frustrated about the limited applicant. Yeah, okay. See, okay. Again, I'm trying to figure out how like the best way to say this. I would say like here's the thing. I think that like you can have all of those opportunities involved, right? Divert like, and I guess what I'm saying is like, like this should be the thing that's like in here or up here, like by the time that I got to this, I was so like, geez, just get to the juice, that I was like kind of overreading anything, you know what I mean? And so like I think that like really got to restructure it so that these opportunities are much more impactful, is the language goal achieved yet? Select payment option, confirm payment. See, I just like I think that's why I passed this, was I was just kind of confused too. Like phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, like those are the phases that Alex is going through, but then also too you have like, yeah, I don't know, it just feels it doesn't feel connected enough to the research. Yeah, I think that's what I'm struggling with. Okay, you went down here. Oh, the opportunity's here. Okay. Saving the results, turn them into useful information. Okay, expanding cultural content and resources to provide a holistic language learning experience. Enhancing personalized learning paths. Okay. So, yeah. Okay, so first off, these three I feel like Duolingo does. You know what I mean? They have different paths that are like AI generated kind of level stuff. Expanding cultural content resources to provide holistic. I guess they might not have that, but I just like I don't know if that like where's the insight that led to that being needed, right? And then also too, where is the insight? How does this connect to those designs at the bottom? I don't feel that in there much. more immersive, interactive speaking. And from what I saw, Duolingo is more immersive than the stuff that you showed. So I guess like, and they've got easy. So I guess that's the thing is like you put on here that you've got these opportunities, but how did that come from the competitive analysis? Because I don't feel it. I don't feel it's better. So okay, I'll leave it there. I'll leave it there now. Ready for the next portfolio? Yeah. Well, okay. Here's the deal. Let's go back to my show notes really quick. I just want to say really quick. Thank you so much, Ikenna, for being on the hot seat. I hope it wasn't too harsh. Like recap, there is like need to really tone down the research section to make it way more digestible. Those need to have very clear insights that are then felt in the designs. Yeah, I think once you do that, you've got it. And so overall, the UI was pretty good. I think it could have been better in a few areas, but it definitely wasn't bad. So I think the real thing is like you spent so much time talking about the research. Let me feel that research then in the designs, and I didn't. And so because of that, I'm feeling a bit, oh man, like I don't know if it's needed. Square in the middle of the page of the animation. Yo, I'm getting so much sass about the video today. This video that's sitting down here in the bottom in the middle of the screen. So sorry if I'm being distracted today, but yeah. Okay. But yeah, thanks so much, Ikenna, for doing that. I do one of these a day, and yeah, if you missed any of them, you can definitely check those out. Where else am I streaming? I'm streaming on Instagram and YouTube as well right now. So I was just leading up to that over on YouTube, you can see replays of this. So you can get all the details and the juice. But so usually what I do now is I do like a longer tutorial or talk about some news. But what I want to jump into, because I've been falling behind on this project that I'm designing, and now the developer Ted, who's on my team there, he is catching up to me, and so I need to go fucking design some stuff. So I was like, hey, I could just be live and live stream some design. So let's jump into it. So TaskTree V2. I'm just gonna like really quickly walk through the general. Actually, no, I got a whole different layout for this. Let me flip over to that layout. Here we are. All right. So let's talk about it. So I'm gonna zoom out and show you kind of like where we're at on this this app. So this app is called TaskTree, and it's coming together pretty good. There's definitely some stuff that needs to be tightened up in general, but the thing that I'm working on today, I need to get moving on some of this stuff, this monthly and yearly view. So essentially, just recap on what the app does and why it exists. Recent about your Figma workbook. Can you please add components tutorial to it? Yes. Yo, Bing, thank you so much for buying my Figma course, by the way. Yes, I'm working on a expansion around components. So I promise that's coming. Probably within the next month it'll be live. So stay tuned. Okay, Bing. Appreciate you. Okay. So going back, we've got this app, and basically what it does is it's going to go through, and these are all lines, right? It's like a productivity app. So these are all lines, and inside of that, you're able to like tap to complete. There's going to be some like confetti involved, and then yeah, you can also actually I made this into a prototype, didn't I? I think so. Let me see. Yes, it's all in the prototype. So this is the task line. Tap on the symbol to complete it. Bing! Good job. All right. Tap in an empty area to add a new line. Vroom. Cool. Let's change this line from a task to an event. Tap the green box that says task. Boom. Now select event and confirm. Cool. Nice. So basically, all of these lines can be different types of basically lines. So there's tasks, events, and to-dos. And so going back really quick though, the to-dos are important for now. There's going to be a way to customize those eventually, but for now it's just task and event. and important. And then yeah, so basically you can always press enter to save, and then you can also rearrange. Yes, now press this little icon to sort. Bing. So you can always keep the things sorted. So basically, the idea is like you can dump all of your tasks for the day. You can put a timeline on what they're going to do, or what time you want to do them, and then you can keep those sorted as you go throughout your day. Right? Dang. Okay, I think that's where the prototype breaks. Looks like. I've been following you from LinkedIn for a long time. Yo, that's awesome. That's the first I've heard of that before. So thanks for saying that. Appreciate you. Oh well, I've been cranking on LinkedIn lately. So appreciate you. I might even start inactivity. Shit. Sorry, hold on. Did that freak you guys out like it freaked me out? Yeah, I might even start going live on LinkedIn as well. But yo, thanks for the hearts and the finger heart and the rose. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Thank you so much for sending me some gifts. It's always nice. But finally, you'll be able to move things around and rearrange things. As you rearrange them, they'll be getting completed as well inside of this. And yeah, so that's the idea. It's basically it's like this agenda thing where you dump a bunch of your tasks, you give it time, duration, and then based on the type of task, it has different effects and different ideas that or features that you'll be able to do. So like for instance, to-dos or importance will be able to have a due date on them, and then they'll show up until the due date, and then it'll be overdue at that point. Events will have like specific times and of the day and duration in there as well. And then once we start adding some of the advanced like auto rescheduling stuff, those like will kind of like interact in a different way with your schedule and your agenda. So okay, all that said, oh geez, one last thing. You'll be able to scroll this guy around. So like today, today's date is March 11th according to the app. You could scroll through and see a bunch of other dates, and you can like tap on the 15th, and it would like move you to the 15th, so you can like add tasks and stuff like that are due that day. So that's what I need to design today. Is there's a few things. So once like March 11th leaves the view, like it gets really confusing, right? We're now in development on this, and it feels really awkward, and so that's one of the big ones that we want to fix. So once it scrolls over to a certain point, we need to get some sort of like left arrow to like automatically move you back to today. You know what I mean? Same with like, okay, we're nearing the end of April. If you scroll just enough, we need to also show like, hey, you're now viewing May. Once you scroll far enough, like, because say that today's April 17th, say that you scroll until May 17th. Well, according to this UI, you might think that this is April when you're actually viewing May, which is just awkward all around. And so, yeah. So all that to say, that is where that's what we need to design today. Additionally, there is going to be these other views. There's this weekly view, and the weekly view is essentially so. Okay, this is the general idea. Is the journal of today is all about agenda, right? The weekly view is all about mapping out your week to be optimized, right? And then the yearly view, there's the yearly view will be all around like, kind of like optimizing for like, day, like just like a general overview of like why, like how you're doing on each day. Like you'll start to notice that like certain tasks weren't getting completed, or you'll start to notice that certain, of your habits weren't completed as well. And so you'll kind of be like, damn, I've started falling off. But if you keep it on a streak, it'll start like showing up as a streak. And so that's the point of the yearly view. But here's the problem. And so I'm going to kind of like use some UX tactics that Google does. But there's a few there. But like basically, I need to make the UI to how to get to the weekly and the yearly view. And then we need to also make it where it's easy to kind of like scroll through month by month. Because currently, the only way to do that is just like scroll this thing forever. Boom, 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 and that would be not ideal. So all that to say, that's the stuff that I'm going to try to design today. Are you all ready? I'm ready. Are you ready? I'm ready. What's going on, everybody? I hope you're enjoying your time with me. Real Madrid and Manchester City. Are they playing today? That's cool. That's really cool. Okay. So, yeah. Great, and never knew you did do TikTok live. I have been following you. Started like the musical voice. Yeah, I haven't been doing that too much lately. It's kind of funny, the but yeah, I've just started doing these lives more often. And you know, it's a big thing for me. So my favorite times as a creator has always been when I'm doing lives. It's just so much fun to be able to engage with you all, to like connect with you guys, and just like understand you and how I can do better in the stuff that I'm doing. It's a really important part for me, and so I was missing that a lot lately. And the other thing too, I actually designed this whole app on TikTok called Save Joey. I did it only on lives. Like I didn't even design anything offline. It was just on lives, and it was just like a fucking mess. But the app was so cool. We almost built it. We built most of it actually, and then I kind of switched gears because we were running out of money. But one day we'll get back to Save Joey. But it was also just like so much fun doing that live, and so I've been missing that a lot. That like kind of just like who knows what's gonna happen kind of thing, and so yeah, so that's what I've been really pushing for in my personal life, is to be able to get to the point where I can do these lives a lot more often. So that's one of the big ones, is I'm going to start doing that. And then yeah, I'm doing this like basically Monday through Friday around 1:30 Eastern time to 2 Eastern time, somewhere around there. How do you design your screen now? This screen, I'm streaming it, but basically what I have in there, so I've got this like little overlay. Look at this thing. Boom. Hey everybody. It basically just like cuts it all out so it looks pretty nice. You know what I mean? Hope to catch live stream more. Yo, hell yeah, Kroko. By the way, is this a good time for you guys? Like, what would be a better time to start the lives? Because I'm usually finishing up around now. But yeah, maybe it's better to actually start an hour later, and then just go longer or something like that. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think on that. Evenings for you. Okay. Where are you based, Pumpe? Live streaming on Twitch? Maybe. I don't know. So here's the thing. I'm currently streaming on through Streamlabs to YouTube and Instagram, and then I'm streaming on TikTok through TikTok Studio. And so I'm actually streaming two times at once. And I feel like to optimize Twitch, I would need to stream a third time, like from OBS, so that I can get that widescreen view. And so that's my concern, is like, is my computer even strong enough to run 3 streams at once? I don't know if my bandwidth is good enough. So yeah. Yeah, just let me know what you all think. Huge development community on there. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. Maybe that's what I'll do, is I'll start doing these kind of live stream where I do designs. Maybe I do those on Twitch as well. But like the normal show where I just talk about design and do portfolio reviews, maybe those are the ones that I do just on TikTok and Instagram and YouTube. What do you think about that? Teji, how you doing? I'm doing great. I'm awesome. Today's a great day. My birthday was last week, so my family is all like kind of getting together today, which is like a week later. But I was out of town last week, so yeah, so it'd be nice to just like kind of hang out. And yeah. Okay. So first step is, when this gets out of view, we need to have an arrow that goes back. Easy peasy. I should probably get some like lo-fi music going. Let's get some lo-fi music, because the vibe has shifted. You know what I mean? The vibe has shifted. Hold on. Lo-fi. Or I can just sing to you guys. What do you think? Should I just sing to you? No, I'm not going to do that. Okay. This probably needs to be a little quieter. Can you all hear me okay over the noise? Let me know what y'all think. Still getting my bearings on here. Yes, this is Figma. This is Figma. Oh, thanks so much, Pompey. All right, cool. So we've got this arrow that needs to go up here. I mean, is that nice enough already? That's pretty cool. So I've got all these rigged up in variables inside of Figma. So I'm able to just like switch this from like dark mode to light mode. or light mode to dark mode. You see how nice that is? Boom. Just a quick little flip of the wrist, and we've got an invert. Yo, Vanch, I can definitely review your portfolio. Just head over to my bio link, and there's a button to get in the queue. I didn't check the numbers lately, but I think it's up around 20 is in the queue, and it's kind of first come first serve right now. But yeah, okay. Let's do this. Okay, so I'm gonna break this component here. Where the fuck is break the component? I just fucking. Oh, I'm not on the actual thing. There you go. Cool. I was like, why is this not working? All right. So this is the 20th. So I wanted to kind of like fade above, right? Yeah. So I wanted to kind of like fade behind this guy. You know what I mean? So I want to create an app using Figma. Can you teach me? I'm willing to pay. Yo, if you're willing to pay, go buy my Figma course. I've got a Figma course. Definitely teaches you a lot of details on how to like get good with Figma. Oh, hell yeah. I'm going to go use the gradient tool, y'all. Hell yeah. The new gradient tool now covers variables. I need to update the fucking I need to update my Figma course. I was just talking about how I've got a Figma course, but this is not in my Figma course. So you're getting live fire because they just dropped this yesterday. Figma did. So, don't judge me. All right, here we go. Put a little gradient like that. Dun, dun, dun. Oh, you can't control opacity though, huh? Whatever. That's a bummer. So that's gonna look kind of wonky. It's so close. Damn, that's a bummer, y'all. But yo, that looks so nice. Look at that. Look at that. Beauty. It's a beauty. So as you're scrolling, it just kind of fades out. Yep. I'm done for today on the portfolio reviews. I do one a day, basically. I guess, what do you guys think? For any of you who were here during the portfolio reviews in the past, do I go too detailed? Because like they end up being about 45 minutes per, and so I just like it's hard to do more than one per day. I can be a little bit less detailed on the reviews. So I don't know. What do you guys think? What do you think? Cool. This is looking great. So basically, what's happening here is, today's March 11th. Let's say it's April 17th, but let's just say it's March 11th. So when you scroll, once March 11th gets out of view, this guy's gonna slide in. All right, that's the idea. And so that way, you'll always be able to just with the tap of the button, click here, and it'll scroll right back to March 11th. So that's there. That's really nice. I think that looks so fucking cool too. I'm gonna switch this back to light. And bummer on this. I wish they had opacity layering on the variables, variable colors. But alas, what's cool is I'm connected with Figma pretty good, so maybe I'll just go whine at them until they fix it. You like the details on the review? Okay, cool. I'll keep it there. And here's the thing. If you watch enough of these, you're going to notice a lot of the same shit every day. 30 minutes per portfolio, 2 per stream. That's cool. Maybe I even put a time on the clock, right? I don't know. We'll see. I like the idea of doing 2, though. It makes it where the queue is gonna just continually get more and more packed up unless I start doing more than one a day. You know what I mean? So yeah. All right, here we go. Ooh. Okay, there you go. Wrong button. I usually work off of a Mac, so right now I'm working off of a PC and it's throwing me off. But what I am doing is I'm using the Micro Creator, the Figma Micro Creator. You guys familiar with that? By Work Louder. It's pretty dope, and that's helping me a lot because I've got this like perfect layout on my keyboard set up where it's just really good. I'm able to just like not even use my keyboard and just like run on it. So, okay. So we've got the when it's bumped over. Maybe we go do another one where it's showing it the other way, right? All right. Oy. Cool. Okay, there we go. Oh gosh. Oh gosh. Jesus. Okay. Sorry, everybody. That was a little conniption that I had there. Okay. So going the other way now, from until it's out of view. All right, we're going 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Cool. All right. And then now we'll just flip this bad boy over. Move it over here. Nice. All right. From the Philippines, it's 3 a.m. here. So, damn, why are you doing up at 3 a.m., Teji? That's crazy. Appreciate you hanging out with me, but a lot of portfolio requests, maybe 2 a day. Yeah. Yeah. That's true. I'm struggling with it, Pump Bake. I want it to be more, but I also want it to be as detailed as I can. Wonder what you're doing this for, if you don't mind me sharing. Yeah. So, okay. Let me just explain really quick, what I'm doing again, really quick. So currently, I'm designing this app that's called TaskTree. Now, TaskTree is actually already on the app stores. I've got the original here. So what happened was, this was actually how I got my start as a creator. So before 2020, I didn't post anywhere. I didn't post anywhere, not even to my friends, just hanging out kind of thing. And then, so 2020 hit, the world changed, and I started trying to get more client work. And so I started posting about this, just design shots, cool looking design shots. And this was one of them. And I think it looks pretty cool. But what changed for me though was, this was the first video that got over 2,000 views, right? But in there, somebody told me, hey, if you remove those little move these plants and make it icons and make it a to-do list app, I'll go download it right away. So within 2 hours, I redesigned it like this, and then I posted a new video, and that video got 100,000 views in just a few days. It was nuts, and a bunch of ideas started rolling in. Whole bunch of bunch of great ideas, honestly, specifically around ADHD, and making a to-do list for ADHD people, or people with ADHD. And so this was the mess of the file, but I designed this whole thing in 3 days, and it was just it was a fugue state running around. Definitely cut a lot of corners, lots of issues with the designs, in my opinion, that we've now kind of sorted out, or started to sort out. But basically, we kept going. It had a lot of ideas coming in. Look how much designs we did. So then I went and built it about literally 30 days from that comment. I developed it myself. I designed it and developed it, and launched it to 6,000 users in a beta. Right? Servers crashed and all that. It was nuts. And then kept going. Ended up finding on a live an actual developer. So I'm a developer, but I'm not super good at development. I just like it, and so I know my limitations, and I was I'm not gonna go sink a bunch of time in and make a shitty app. And I did enough to get an MVP out, so I found on a TikTok live Ted, who I've now worked on a bunch of projects with, and so he actually built TaskTree native. And we launched this to 75,000 users in the first 3 months. We got that. The first week we had 30,000 users. It was just crazy. It was just really nuts, and really fun though. Really fun. I ended up getting distracted designing a bunch of other apps off of it. Switched into crypto and stuff like that, and it was fun. It was really awesome ride, but ended up running out of money, and then I got a real job, and that was when I started talking about design, and tactics and stuff like that. And so then what happened was I started blowing up, and more than I ever had when I was talking about design. And so ended up getting to the point where I was able to quit my job in November, and now I'm just doing this full time. And so I was just spending a bunch of time spinning my wheels, trying to find like, more money and more clients and all that. And then like, for the first few months after I quit, and then I slowly realized like, wait, the reason why I quit was not to like go, do more courses. It was like to build shit again, like that's what I love doing. It's just like building shit. And so, anyway, so that was where I was like, we're going to go fucking get the band back together and we're going to redesign TaskTree and turn it into V2. And so that's kind of where, what you're looking at now is TaskTree V2. So, it looks very different compared to this. Basically, back then with TaskTree, you can make new lists. Those lists could have shapes and colors. And then inside of those, they can have icons. Well, in using it and in doing a lot of research on how our users used it, a lot of people weren't using the customization features, right? Like at best, they would use it in the beginning, and then like optimize it every once in a while, right? But it was also hard to know how to optimize it. And so basically, this is just like the best parts of TaskTree, like where you can move shit around, like sort things out, create new lists and all that, like the best parts of that, to focus on planning and stuff. But then yeah, through the simplicity of like bullet journal is kind of what got mixed in. Bullet journal plus TaskTree equals TaskTree V2. And so, yeah, so this is where we came to. So now there's this routines bar. There's also 3 types of tasks or lines. So these are all lines, not tasks. So this is a task, and it's this circle. This is a important to do. And then this is an event, right? And we kind of go through all that in the onboarding, explain all that stuff out. But basically, you could also create more lists, and you could share those lists with people. You can sort your list out depending on like priority and types and all that stuff. So it's really gonna like allow you to like silo plan and then like work your day as you go. Like those are like that's kind of the juice there is of TaskTree V2. So, yeah. All right. So here we go. We've got. Okay, so I've went and designed this. So now, whenever you scroll too far, these little arrows are going to come out, and those arrows are going to basically push you back into to where March 11th is in view, right? And then same deal over here. When you move it too far to the right, you see an arrow over on the left. So okay, step 1 done, donezo. One last question: could I start doing something like this? Or edit photos because you like football. I mean, okay. I would say like anything. If you anything that you're doing, like it should be primarily you should focus on just doing it. Like don't think about it, just do it. That's what I'm doing here. That's what I've been doing on all of my channels. I got 3 channels now, and every single one I was like, I think I need to do this, so I'm just gonna start doing it and see what happens. Same with this lives. Like I'm still figuring this stuff out, and I've only been streaming for a few weeks now. But I feel so much more better like about what I'm doing, and like I feel like I'm so much better now than I was even just a few weeks ago. And so that's my biggest suggestion, especially around creatorness, being a creator and stuff. The world is yours to do with whatever you can, and it's just up to you to like put in the work though, because it's not easy. None of this stuff is easy, but it's fucking fun. It's fucking fun. And so you just gotta like be willing to put in that work and that effort and understand that shit will come, but it's also a work to get there. You know what I mean? So yeah, the barrier for you is what programs to use. So I use Premiere Pro, but also too. I've now started to just use like the TikTok editor for a lot of my content because honestly, for me, I make such overproduced stuff because I have the ability to do it, and so then it just becomes this thing where it's tough to like it's tough to like do it like en masse. Like it's tough to do more than 1 post a day when you're spending 4 hours on a video, right? That is what I typically have been doing, is spending like 4 hours on a video. Now those videos are bangers, right? But then not everyone connects the same way that I was wanting it to. So then you're left with, fuck, I just spent this much time on this and it didn't even work. And then it's like, it's not on you guys to watch my shit. It's on me to make stuff that you want to watch, And so I think like that's the like mind shift you need to have is always that is you don't deserve anything, right? you only deserve stuff if you hustle for it or whatever. So that's what I'll say there. I hope that makes sense. And so I guess last point on all that is just like don't think, just do. Start like fiddling with as much design or editing tools as you can find. Find a bunch of tutorials on it, and you'll get there. If you just like crank, you know what I mean. Same with design, right? Like I sell courses, and so it behooves me to say, hey, go buy my design courses. But I'll also say like a lot of the stuff in my courses you could probably find on YouTube. It's really just like do they have the same stuff that I talk about? Do they curate it the same way that I do? Maybe not. It's on you to find those videos and to know that this is a good video versus not. Like, and so you might trust me as a educator, and so that's why you buy my course. And so I feel confident in saying you can find all the stuff that I talk about on somewhere else. But it's really just that I've been able to curate it and through my worldview. And so therefore I think that it's still worth buying my course to certain people, you know what I mean? So all that to say, go buy my courses. I got a Figma course and a UI course, and yeah, both come from, all of my understanding of like, years and years of practice and all that stuff. Right. But yeah, I mean, that's where a lot of this, all that starts from. All right. So right now, what I'm doing is I'm making the UI for this section where I want to have this little calendar view come out. So when you tap today, you'll be able to view a calendar, and you'll be able to scroll over to the next month easily. And you'll also be able to tap to other days more easily. So like, let's say that today's the 2nd, and I'm trying to scroll all the way to the 30th. Well, in this view, you're going to have to scroll forever, like boom, 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 boom. And maybe that's the better route if that's how you want to do it. But also, making it easier here is the idea. So trying to make that a thing. And here we go. Okay. So, shit. I hate making fucking calendars. How do you guys like to see calendars? Is it in like Monday, Tuesday, or is it Sunday, Monday? You know what I mean? As the first days, right? What do y'all think? Canva is good for beginners. Yeah, sure. Honestly, I think Canva is very well designed. It's a really good tool for a lot of people. Don't I have a fucking duplicate? Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. All right. By the way, if you're just joining, we are designing TaskTree right now, and having some fun. Basically, we're in here. I'm making the calendar views, so you're able to switch your view from from daily to weekly and to yearly, and so that's what we're working on right now. I'm gonna go ahead and make this here. Let me show you this layers panel so you guys can see that. So right now I just made it with the space between. I'm also gonna add some padding here, so that way we can have a nice little bar there. Okay. Now, for iOS suggests that you have in your tappable area, you need a tappable area of 33 or 40 pixels. Is it? What is it? I think it's 44 pixels. iOS tappable area. 48 pixels, or 44. Cool. On Android, they recommend 48, while Apple does 44. Okay. I've demoed that a lot though, and 44 seems to be what most people stick with. So I'm just gonna go with that. So it's gonna sit on top of the daily, and then we've got first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth. You know what I'm gonna do is, instead of doing space between, I'm going to actually have all of these set instead of hug to fill, so that way they're the same width. Going to also set those to a center point. And then, yeah, so each of these are only 20 pixels though. So, you know, this top header doesn't need to be tappable, but these do need to be tappable. So we need to pump those out till it gets to 44. How big is this though? Okay, so we got a little bit too much width. It's still, I don't know if we're gonna get to 44 here. 28, damn, okay. We're gonna have to make this bigger. 34, okay. Bump that up like 3. Sheesh. There's probably a better way to do this than I'm doing it, but here we are. Okay, cool. I'm gonna go with 40 because that feels really big already. You know what I mean? Fuck it. We gotta make this 44. No, we can't even get it to 44. Okay. Well, this is how we're doing it then. Cool. Totally unrelated, but you should do a tech desk setup video. Yeah, I should do that. I should do that. Honestly, I really want to get into unboxing videos. My favorite piece of content that I've ever made was when I did when I Figma and I collabed on this keyboard here, and I was able to like launch it, or you know, I was part of the launch announcement, and yeah, it was so cool because of that, because I like got it first, you know, before even like a lot of the Figma team got it. So that was cool. But then like even cooler still was just that, you know, it was fun to fucking make an unboxing video. Like I didn't even realize how much fun I would have with it. So anyways, all that to say, I want to do more unboxings, and then also I think that I want to get into more more tech setup stuff, you know, desktop shit and all that. So yeah, stay tuned. It's gonna come. Okay, we got 8 pixels of padding or margin between all of these. Let's go 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. You know, and it's okay that this is like covering a lot of the journal, I think. Like I was a little bit nervous, like I wanted it to not take up too much space, but you know, like I don't think that's a big deal, really, because you're like planning your move to a different view, you know what I mean? So like this could really, I mean, honestly take a lot. Another row. 29th, 30th, 31st. Ooh. Let's go ahead and make these fixed to 40. Bump that to the left. All right, here we go. We've got our calendar view. So I want to add, either make this part, you know, visually different, right? Because it's 2 different experiences. This is okay to write only 1 letter for weekdays. Yeah, I know, right? Well, so this is actually a screenshot from Google's calendar. So they do it like that. You know, I don't know. Well, let's see. What's that at? Oh, that's at 6. This is at 16 pixels? Damn. Okay. We could probably make this a smaller title. That would make it where I can pretty confidently do 2. I think you're right. That 2, maybe even 3 would be nice to have. Sun. I'm also gonna fade this out a little bit. Maybe like a 70. Okay. Yeah. So I'm gonna fill this all the way. So I guess the question is, should the calendar be a different color, or should the daily, weekly, yearly be different color? We got 2 options really. You guys tell me if I'm wrong. So tell me when I'm wrong. But I am gonna just make it where this is the difference. So I'm gonna put that with not border, maybe sheets. That's cool. Oh yeah, we got to set the date too. You're right. Good call. Good call. I'm coming. Okay. Here we go. So we're going into according to this thing, today is the 11th. So we're just gonna put that on there. I'll wrap that in a frame and put a fill of that with a color of that. Maybe make that bold as well. Nice. That looks great. Okay. I'm trying to like figure out the best color combos on this. So far for cards, especially this is specifically for dark mode though. So maybe I'll bring this up to 100 on the light mode. I'm also gonna bump that up to like 16. Maybe put some more vertical padding in here. Maybe just more padding in general. All right. Okay, I'm gonna put some border radius on that. Now, you know, this probably doesn't hit accessibility connection here, but I think that's okay. Like, you don't need to feel that. It's a background color. And in fact, I'll like prove that to you guys using this tool called Use Contrast. If I grab here, it's it didn't pick it up right. Right? Yeah, it didn't pick that up right. Okay. Well, the if I was to pick the colors though, damn. Either way, it says on here that when you go a fail, it means that you can still use it on decorative elements, which is backgrounds. So, damn, I don't know why it's not picking it up right. I'm gonna copy this drop shadow style that I have. There we go. And we have got, you know what would be cool though, if we bring the caret in, or the chevron, I guess it's called. So that way it's like a close button, you know what I mean? Woo woo. Aye. I am not very good at the hotkeys on Windows, to be honest with you. We're getting there though. We're getting there. Okay. So we've got a calendar. So now let's just like demo what this looks like, right? I'm gonna flip over to prototype. I'm gonna drag a prototype. We're gonna do on click, smart animate, quick. Whoop. All this is gonna fade out anyways, but it'd be nice to just have a little fun with it. All right, I'm gonna lock that so it doesn't bother me anymore, and then drag this over. So on click, quick. Let's see how it looks. Here we go. Bing. Oh, you know what'd be cool is if it like also slid up a little bit. Boom, 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 boom. All right, let's see how that looks now. Ooh, that looks nice, y'all. Should daily say? Yeah, I think this looks great. Cool. Perfect. Perfection. I'm gonna put a little border on here. So now we are clean as hell. Okay. So we've got our calendar now. Perfect. How to join your horse. I'll be right back. Cool. Good hanging with you. How are we doing over on Instagram or on YouTube? Everybody doing well today? Hope you're having an awesome day. So we've got the calendar view. Oh, you know what I want to demo is that you can drag this whole set over. Wait, shit. Yes, okay. Oh, this looks so cool. Okay, watch this, guys. You don't even know what's about to happen, you know? All right. So, I'm going to copy that. Bring it in. Okay. Now, this is going to be right aligned now. Yes, okay. Cool. So when I drag this, instead of on click, I'm doing on drag. I'm going to bring this back to the main flow. Here we go. Boom. Boom. I like it. I don't care what you guys think. I like it. Also, I do care what you guys think. Do you like it? That's nice right there. So, the first should start on a Thursday though. So, let's just. This is probably not necessary, but I just need to. I need to show it. I need to show it. Boom, boom, boom. Mira, thanks so much for saying that you do like it. I appreciate you. I love validation. You know what I mean? This is why I hate calendars. There's like no good way to do a calendar. Or tables. Tables are the worst. I actually did a whole project on this really banging table. It was like such a cool table, honestly. Like I'm not just like saying it was cool, like it was cool. It was a cool table. Anyway, what had happened was I had to make this insane prototype to be able to visualize it because there was so much like micro interactions on the table. And I probably redid that like 5 times. I made it where the auto layout was based on columns for a while, and then that didn't work because of like a few things. And then I had to go back to the drawing board, redo it from the row level. But then like the columns still mattered, so it was just such a mess. There's no good way to do it. I like literally thought it kept me up at night. I know that's super dramatic, but it literally kept me up at night, like trying to figure out how to freaking make this thing work. And yeah, ended up figuring it out. And it was basically just like rows and rows and rows, and then sections and sections and sections, and yeah, that's how it came to be. All right, so I'm gonna delete that row. Boom. Okay, here we are. All right, let's check it out today. Yes, that's nice, right? Y'all can see it, okay? Let me repeat that. Open it up daily. You can see month by month. We do need to have should we demo? Should we say like, April, and then this is May? Do we need that? I feel like you kind of need that. Yeah, it should definitely say the month. I don't know how I fucking missed that. Feel like an idiot for missing that. It definitely needs it though. So let's go make it happen. Okay. April. Oh jeez. All right. Should be inside of this though, right? I don't like that. I'm gonna go find some moods for this. Yeah, exactly, Samuel. Otherwise, how do users know what month is on? Like, it's so funny. Like, I'm sitting here, you know, talking about UX strategy and stuff, and then I just like totally blank and miss needing like a fucking month, the month label. Like, duh. I don't know. Maybe we put year too, right? September 2023. Yeah, because April just feels like really random, but April 2023 doesn't feel random, right? I'm gonna bring this back to 6. I'm gonna wrap this in an auto layout, and then I'm gonna give it the same spacing. 8, 8. Hey, that looks pretty good. Maybe bump this to 4. Does that feel nice? Should this be centered? I don't know. No, I don't think so. It needs like a border or something, right? I don't know. I think the border went backwards. Let's see if this having a border fixes it. That looks nice. The border is good as long as the whole calendar has a border. I love it. I think that looks very nice. Looks very nice. Maybe we even we got something, guys. We've got something going. We've got something going on. We've got something going on. We got something going on. Here we are. Shaw. I'm probably gonna redesign that later, but for right now I like it. Right now I like it a lot. Center? Nah. Yeah. I like it. I'm going with it. Fuck yeah. Feel like a freaking genius right now. Did you all enjoy that? I don't know. I did. We got something going on. We got something going on. All right. This is May. And then also it's 2024. Come on. Come on. It's about to be May, and I'm still struggling with that. There's a certain point that you like just don't even talk about the year much anymore. You know what I mean? And I'm at that point in my life. So you like how I get pumped up when I adjust something and it gets better. Yeah, here's the thing. If we're not having fun, like, there's just work. You know what I mean? Yeah. I think that's all I'll say about that topic. If we're not having fun, then it's just work. Okay. These auto layouts are killing me. All right, there we go. Does that work? Yes. Looks very pretty. Cool. Okay. So, recap what we just designed. I'm just going to go through everything that we just designed. We've got this guy right here, right? So, when you scroll far enough, this little arrow, when you scroll far enough to where March 11th, which is today, gets out of view, this little arrow pops in, and it takes you back to March 11th. Boom, right? Okay, so that's one. Then I did that for both ways. So, same way. If you go from to the right, then it comes in from the left. Then we've got the weekly view. Just wanted to show that too. Now we're getting into the calendar view so that you can switch over. Also, I just wanted to see if this rigged up right. Oh no, it didn't. Oh my god, what happened? Did you see that? That looked really bad. And I'm distracted now. Why does that not look good? Oh, there it is. Sheet. Sheet. Okay. Should that work now? Going from light to dark. Yeah. Oh. Ay. Ay, ay, ay. All right. Content. Content. All right. This is going to work. Cool. Okay. So now we need to put just like a background blur. That way it gets a little glass morphism involved. Doesn't matter now, but it will matter on dark mode. Probably could use some more even. Love it. So basically dark mode, you know, the way that you do dark mode coloring is just layering colors on, you know, multiple layers of white, you know, opaque a little bit, makes for a very nice experience. And so that's what I did here, where it's just like a bunch of different opacities, and therefore needed to add some nice glass morphism involved, so that way it didn't get distracting back here. Because look, without that, boom, you know, you can't even read that, right? But now you can read it. So additionally, I might even go back and look at, like, consider making a second variable of card. Like maybe there's like card and then modal, you know, this is the first time I have a modal. And therefore, you know, like, so this is used in cards, right? And so when I'm switching over to the dark mode, you know, looks great, right? Because of the layering colors, right? But you know, so basically if I went in here, went to the card, turned this up to like 40 or 50, it looks good here, or, you know, kind of good here. You know, I would refine it. It just looks too much here though. So that's why I think that it might be worth making a whole new variable for that. But for now, I'm just gonna leave it at glass morphism, and we'll say fuck it, ship it, and, you know, we'll fix it later. That's it. Okay. So we've got calendar, we got arrows. One big thing that I still have not covered, and I think it'll be the last thing that I do here, is I need to sort out how do we make it easy to know, you know, when I go from, you know, like, let's say that this is like the 30th, right? So this is 29, 28, 27, 26. So now we're getting into, like, you know, next month, right? Is this going to be just like May? And then we've got, you know, 1, 2, 3. Like, I don't know. What do y'all think about that? I still haven't figured this part out yet. Thoughts from the peanut gallery? You guys are the peanut gallery, by the way. Well, actually, no. The arrow will be here, so we need to keep that arrow involved. What do you guys think? So, just a recap. So today's March 11th. Let's just put ourselves back in the past, and we are currently viewing March 11th as today. Now, what I want to do, geez, this auto layout is a fucking mess. So yeah, okay, we're here. So when I scroll all the way and I get all the way to, like, where I'm into the 30th, and I go scroll all the way to May, we need to somehow have it where May, it's kind of like becomes ever present, where it's like visible even when you scroll through. Some kind of break from the month or name. Yeah. Oh, the month name needs to become sticky. You're so right. Good call, Kroot. Good call, Kroot. Okay. Hell yeah. Maybe the month make it bold. Yeah. Good call. Love it. Yo, appreciate all of you guys for hooking me up with some thoughts there. All right. Let's make it happen. So May. Love it. Should it be underlined even? I don't have any underlined stuff at all. Let's leave it underlined for now. See what happens. I'm just gonna keep going with it. I'm gonna wrap this guy. I had this like weird auto layout thing, so I had to like make it fixed, but like off center kind of thing. So that's why that was so wonky. Okay, so here we are. So we're at May. We kind of scrolled to May 3rd, right? Which is my sister's birthday, so that's cool. Then we keep going, and then at a certain point, May is going to become sticky. And I think it should be at this point, right where you know, to where it's lined with today. Okay, 1 pixel over. All right, cool. So May, we got, you know, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th. Okay. Sorry for the loud coughs. All right, so there you go. The 7th, so everything's fine. Nothing changed yet. When something's underlined, I think it's clicked. Maybe it's not. Yeah. Yeah. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. It just feels like it needs a little bit more treatment, you know? You know, maybe there's like a border to the left. Oh, shit. I don't know. It just feels like it needs something, you know? I think that might be enough. Can you guys see that okay? It's kind of... That looks pretty slick, though. Pretty slick. It feels like a divider, which we need. We want it to be a divider. So, ideal. Oh, shit. We gotta turn this down. Yes. That's it, ladies and gents. Cool. Okay. We're going with that for now. Make it so that the month can be changed easier. Yeah. Boom. Let's do it. Okay. It feels like the gap here is good, but it feels like the gap here is too much. So I think I might do this at like 8. Like drop it down a notch. You know? I don't know. Does that look awkward now? What do you guys think? It looks okay. I'm going to go with it being okay. So I'm going to copy the styles from there. Right. Perfect. So, now the question becomes, where does it become sticky? I think it becomes sticky right there. Perfection. That's still going to be, you know... Oh, shit. How far is that from the width? Oi. Fill of... let's see. Okay, so that's 18 pixels. Yeah, that's fine. I think that looks great. Cool. Okay. You don't see me? Whoa, geez, yeah. Ha. Back. There's been a lot of live issues today, so sorry, y'all. I was gone for a minute. How are we feeling about this though? So basically, I'm scrolling, and then I scroll until I see May. May has a different treatment, and then once it gets to a certain point, it becomes sticky. So now we're gonna. Geez, this auto layout is just a freaking nightmare right now. Right. Now we're back behind this May. Coolio. Okay. So now we're gonna fiddle with the gradient. We're gonna set this gradient. Set that to a fill of background. Okay, and then we've got also that as well, but this one's at 0. Oh shit. 0 opacity. Okay. Here we are. All right. and we now have some really cool stuff. So thank you so much, Kroot, for giving the suggestion of having that be sticky. Thank you so much, Mira, for suggesting that we don't underline it and that we have a different treatment. Pushed me there. I love it. I love it. I think that it came a long way, and now it's feeling really good, though. It's feeling really good. So, yeah. So now it's sticky. Does it feel awkward, though, like having this arrow and this thing be sticky? I think it looks okay. I think it looks okay. We can sit here and be picky about it till like, you know, till we all are just like over it. I feel like it's all right though. Cool. We've sorted a lot of stuff today. I mean, just about an hour we did all this design here. So doing some real work here, y'all. I love it. I'm gonna switch this over to dark mode, just to vibe how it feels. Ah, damn! I want an opacity layer on the variables, right? On color variables need opacity. We gotta call that out. We all gotta go bang Figma a bit on their comments. Be like, hey, none of this matters. The gradients don't matter until you give me opacity variables. I think I actually called it out on Twitter. But essentially what I want, this is what I want. I want to be able to create a color that is a variable. Wait, why can't I fucking assign the variable? What? Oh, create alias of that. There you go, okay. So you gotta right click on a color to make an alias. So I want this alias of BG, and then I want a opacity button right here as well. You know what I mean? Like, it's just such a simple thing. Feels like it would work. I'm sure it's a lot easier said than done. But gosh, if we did that, then I could make a perfect dark mode, light mode, scroll, like fade out, you know. But right now I can't because of that. So that sucks. That's very annoying. But anyways, that was it. We designed a bunch of stuff today. Yeah, had a great portfolio review. And yeah, I hope you all got something out of this. Hope you had some fun with me. I'm yeah, sorry for the voice today, but I'll be hopefully feeling a lot better in a few days. And been thinking the same thing when checking the new gradient today. Yeah. We should all go bang Figma a bit on their comments till they go build it. But yeah, well, hey, hope you all have an awesome day. I'll be out tomorrow. I'm usually doing another live tomorrow, but I'll be out tomorrow. Maybe do a live in the afternoon. We'll see. Gonna be a busy day for me though. So, busy day of getting a lot of work done, and by that I mean I'm golfing tomorrow. Hope you have an awesome day, everybody. That was a lot of fun, right, Dean? Thanks so much for hanging with me. Yeah, try to tune this sooner. Yeah, well, hey, I'll be out tomorrow, so super sorry. I'm usually on around 1:30 to 2 p.m. Eastern, somewhere around there is where I'm starting out lately. But yeah, so we'll be having some more Friday, maybe tomorrow, but it'll be later than that, a lot later than that if I do. So peace, y'all.